It's a league clash as the visiting Brush Bee Diggers take on the Weld Central Rebels. I'm John Beltran. Got underway about a couple of minutes early. Ty Griffith with an infield hit on the very first pitch of the game. Bee Diggers starting lineup is brought to you by Equitable Savings and Loan as Nate Tyne will step in from the left side. The pitch squaring to bunt, lays it down along the third base side, foul. We'll get to the entire lineup here momentarily and set you up defensively for Weld Central. The Bee Diggers are playing their third game in as many days. And they've won the first two this week over Bennett on Monday, 9-6 in 8 innings. And then defeated Liberty Common yesterday, 14-4 in 5. Throw back to first, back in diving is Griffith. Easton Hoffman, the right-hander, on the mound here for Weld Central. Yeah, we will not have our baseball movie quote game today. We will have another one for a future Brush Road game. Runner goes, swung on, that ball's grounded right side, and it's fielded by the second baseman. Late cover at first, but the out is made. Rodriguez throwing to Roberts for the out. And since he was going on the pitch, Ty Griffith advanced all the way to third. So that'll go 4-3. Rarely does a runner go from first to third. And here is Joshua Lancaster, left-handed hitter for Brush. So the Bee Diggers had a benchmark week considering they were 1-5 going into the action this week and have picked up 2 victories after losing to Berthoud by a score of 7-2 last Saturday in Berthoud. So here is Lancaster. And by the way, we'll update the numbers on Ty Griffith momentarily. The stretch and a pitch, way outside in the breaking ball. 1 ball and no strikes. Defensively, Jackson Roberts at first, Aaron Rodriguez at second, Marcelo Rossi is at third, Lucas Johan is the shortstop, and the offering, that's upstairs, took something off at 2-0. Marcus Weems in left, Tanner Rupel in center, Alan Mazzotti in right. The catcher is Barros. And the offering, breaking ball, is a strike on the outside corner. 2 balls and 1 strike. Yeah, Weston Barrows is the catcher for Weld Central. And, of course, the right-hander, Easton Hoffman. And the offering. Swung on, the ball's grounded to short. It's going to score the run on the 3-hopper throw, low to first, and safe. It could not be dug out by Roberts. That'll be a throwing error on Johan. And it's 1-0 Brush in the top of the first inning.
Now batting number 24, Tanner.
Here's Tanner Ludgate. Bee Diggers have picked up the offense, scoring 23 runs in their first 2 games combined this week, and looking to build on that momentum. Yeah, Griffith hitting .750 going into the game and had an infield hit his first time up. You basically cannot retire him. You shouldn't really pitch to him, for that matter. Ludgate had one of those 4 consecutive hits in the top of the 7th inning as Brush rallied over Bennett. 9-6 on Monday in 8 innings, the stretch and the offering. Breaking ball is down and away. 1 ball and no strikes. Well, what a glorious day here in Keensburg. Weld Central 3-6 record. The Bee Diggers at 3-5. Throw back to first, back in diving. Let's see if Lancaster ran for himself. I didn't see. I was not looking over there to see if they had a courtesy runner for the pitcher. They're in their baby blue jerseys with the white pants. The Bee Diggers in all white. 1-0 in the dirt. Yeah, that's definitely a courtesy runner over there. 2 balls and no strikes to Tanner Ludgate. 1-0 Bee Diggers. Ty Griffith with a base hit on the first pitch of the game. The pitch by Hoffman. And that one skips all the way to the screen. And that's Jimenez who's going to race around second. And he'll be there with a 3-0 count. to Tanner Ludgate. Well, yesterday it was 85 degrees at first pitch for Fort Morgan at Frederick. Today, 84 degrees in Keensburg. 3 balls and no strikes to Ludgate. What a day here for baseball. Another great week. That's going to be a strike at the knees on the off speed. Lots of off speed thrown by Easton Hoffman. 3 balls and 1 strike. The Bee Diggers are back in action coming up on Saturday. And they'll play Tinmouth, which is yet to win a game this year, but they're a new school, the Offering. Swing and a miss. Way out in front of the off speed. Yeah, if you're Brush, you got to sit back. You're not going to get many fastballs. Lots of off speed stuff. 3 balls, 2 strikes. The Offering. Swung on, lined, and that's inside the third base line, headed for the corner. Jimenez is around third. He's going to score. Ludgate stumbled, but he's around first. He's into second with an RBI double. The Bee Diggers lead 2-0 in the top of the first inning. And that time he did wait on the pitch and was able to scorch it along the left field line. And that'll bring up Percy Odell. The Bee Diggers as a team going into the game were hitting .330. Odell had 4 hits on Monday, batting as that pitch is on the outside corner for a strike, hitting .500. 32 plate appearances, 14 of 28, having an excellent year for the underclassmen. No balls and 1 strike. Hoffman to the belt. Runner goes. Swung on and fouled along the third base side. Bluffing over there was Ludgate. 1 ball and 1 strike. Yeah, we did have one winner for our Bee Digger baseball movie quote. It was from the movie 61, You're Mickey Mantle, for Christ's sake. That was on a 2-run single by Keaton Gillick against Bennett. So our winner will be receiving some concessions at a future game. It won't be Saturday. It'll be the 24th against Wellington. That is inside. Runner goes. No throw. And to third is Ludgate. Yeah, it'll be fairly, I wouldn't say easy, but it's going to be a lot easier to steal on Hoffman only because of the off-speed stuff. 1 ball, 2 strikes, the pitch. Swung on and hit off the end of the bat on the ground up the first base side. No tag. The throw's going to go to first, high, and safe. They're going to call him safe. And scoring is Ludgate. Well, that'll be scored a throwing error, and it's 3-0 Brush. Well, that was bang, bang at first. I thought from here he might have got him. And that's what the discussion is going to be about, because that was called by the field umpire who didn't have the same angle as the home plate umpire. And unless the calls change, that would be the second error of the inning committed by Weld Central. Hoffman tried to tag the runner going by, and now the question is whether Odell was out of the baseline. I don't think he was. But the throw still might have beat him. I think the first baseman might have come down on the bag, Roberts, but called safe. And still with 1 out, here is Hunter Proctor. Proctor hitting .250 in a limited number of plate appearances, 13 this year. Rest of the Bee Digger starting lineup will have Wiley Eicher on deck, followed by senior Franklin Garrett and Cale Stegner. 3-0 Brush. Throw back to first. Fairly close play back and diving is Odell. The Bee Diggers have a couple of hits in the Weld Central baseball team with a couple of miscues. Open stance for Odell. Hoffman throws back to first, back in diving again. Tag applied by Roberts, but back in there is Odell. The stretch. Long pause. Throw back to first, and now they've got him caught. Odell caught between first and second. The throw, second is dropped over there. Running Odell back to first to tag the slide, and he's going to be safe again. Oh, wow. Boy, the Bee Diggers got a major break there. Wow, called safe. I thought the tag was applied in time, but Brush has benefited now from a couple of calls. Well, they'll take it for now, but they got to run the bases better than that. So here we go again. The stretch to, and the throw back to first. Well, if this were Major League Baseball, that would already be considered a balk. You're allowed 3 throws max, and Hoffman's gone over there 4 times with Odell at first, but he's nearly got him. The pitch, runner goes, it's low, it's off the glove of Barrows, called a strike though. Wow, now I'm starting to wonder where the strike zone is. Odell at second. The Bee Diggers have 3 steals in the opening frame. The stretch and the offering, and that one bounces in and bounces away off the glove of Barrows towards the backstop. On the wild pitch, Odell to third. And 1 ball and 1 strike. I mentioned Weld Central going in with a 3-6 record. In their most recent game, they lost to Wellington 11-0. They've lost their last 3. Bee Diggers have won 2 in a row. Swing and a miss, and a pitch down in the zone. Proctor out in front of that one. Ball 1, strike 2. 1 out runner at third, top of the first inning. Brush with a 3-0 lead. The stretch and the offering. Swung on and lifted into left field. Weems is back, still going back towards the fence. He's going to make the catch. Tagging up at third is Odell. He will score on the sac fly by Hunter Proctor. The Bee Diggers lead 4-0 in the first inning.
Number 1, Wiley.
That'll send up Wiley Eicher. Eicher, a junior, is batting .375. The offering, that's on the outside corner for a strike. No balls and 1 strike. 22 pitches delivered so far by Easton Hoffman. And the Bee Diggers have taken advantage of 2 miscues for a 4-0 lead. Here's the wind and pitch, and that one's in the dirt, scooped up by Barrows, and the count levels at 1-1. All thanks to my friend Harrison Chisholm. Got me all set up here on a gorgeous day. Swung on and foul tipped into the glove of Barrows, 1-2. Yep. Coop is going to be a freshman next year. That's going to be exciting. Actually, later this year. What am I talking about next year? The pitch. Swung on and popped up on the right side in shallow right center field. Rupel, the center fielder, is going to make the grab, and that does it in the top of the first inning for the Bee Diggers. However, they score 4 runs and a couple of hits, 2 Weld Central errors, and the bases were left empty. To the bottom of the first we go. Brush 4, and Weld Central's coming to bat on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. John Beltran back with you in Keensburg. Let's get to the Weld Central starting lineup. Batting first is the designated hitter Adam Galloway. Tanner Rupel, the center fielder, hits second. Lucas Johan, the shortstop, bats third. The cleanup hitter is the third baseman Marcelo Rossi. Batting fifth is the pitcher Easton Hoffman. In the sixth position, left fielder Marcus Weems. Jackson Roberts, the first baseman, hits seventh. Second baseman Aaron Rodriguez hits eighth, and Alan Mazzotti, the right fielder, bats ninth. The Bee Diggers defensively have Franklin Garrett at first. Percy Odell's a second baseman. Nate Tyne is at third. Tanner Ludgate in between him at short. Wiley Eicher in center. Wiley Eicher in left. Hunter Proctor in center. Cale Stegner in right. Ty Griffith, who was not feeling well yesterday, he's better today behind the plate. And on the mound, Joshua Lancaster. Lancaster this year with an ERA of 2.86. He got the no decision against Berthoud on Saturday. The offering, and the pitch is inside to Adam Galloway. Hitting from the right side is Galloway. Here's the wind and the offering. That's a strike down the heart of the plate. Took something off that fastball. That is 1 ball and 1 strike. Galloway hitting .278. 4-0 Bead Diggers. And the pitch. That stayed high with a fastball. 2 balls and no strikes. Galloway. Rupel. And the Bead Diggers will be happy to be off for a couple of days before they play on Saturday. You rarely see high school teams play 3 days in a row. Swung on and fouled back. Looked like one with a little bit of a bender. 2 balls and 2 strikes. All right, Ludgate makes the catch. Lost you there momentarily. Ludgate makes the catch on the soft fly ball into shallow center on the edge of the grass. 1 down. And the offering squaring to Bunnis Rupel up and in. 1 ball and no strikes. Rupel is hitting .143. Out of the windup is Lancaster. Base is empty in the offering. That's a strike on the outside corner. Knee high, and the count is level at 1 ball and 1 strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. The pitch. That is a little bit inside, barely missed. At 2-1, Lancaster will just spot the pitches. Nothing special for him. He's not going to overpower you. He'll pitch to contact and allow his defense to make plays. From the right side, Rupel awaits the 2-1. Swung on and hit off the end of the bat towards the second baseman. Odell charged. He couldn't handle it. He misplayed the ball as he charged towards the edge of the grass. It'll be an error on Odell. Now both teams have errors. The Bead Diggers with their first. Weld Central had 2. And again, that ball had some English on it because it was hit off the end of the bat, but that's where you have to really corral it with that right hand so it doesn't slip out of the glove. Here's Lucas Johan, a freshman who's tearing it up, hitting .474. Now the Bead Diggers at double play depth. Yeah, anytime the ball's got some English like that, you've got to use that second hand, just not the glove. Lancaster to the plate. Down and in, runner to second. The throw by Griffith right there. The tag, and out at second base. The tag is applied by Tanner Ludgate. Hard to run on Griffith. He threw a seed down to second base. And tag for the second out of the inning was Rupel. And no balls and 1 strike. All right, going with an alternate connection here. No balls and 2 strikes. The pitch. And that is taken for a strike down and away. I don't know if he waved at it, Johan, but it's called a strike. And it's a strikeout of the freshman. A .474 hitter going in. And the inning for Weld Central. No runs, no hits, a Bead Digger error. And the bases were left empty. 1 complete. In Keensburg. And the score is Brush 4, Weld Central nothing on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Let's head to the top of the second inning. The Bead Diggers lead the game over Weld Central 4-0. Opening pitch today was brought to you by Buildings by Design, doing incredible work at Buildings by Design. The pitch is down and into Franklin Garrett. Getting the start today for the Bead Diggers at first base. Garrett looking for his first hit, swung on and fouled. Count is level at 1 ball and 1 strike. The Bead Diggers got 2 hits in the top of the first inning, and they benefited from a couple of errors. That's how they scored their 4 runs. Ty Griffith got the rally started. Here's the wind and offering, and that's up and away. Two balls and 1 strike. Playing as many games as the Bead Diggers have this week, they want to try to limit this game to 5 or 6 innings. The offering, swing and a miss way out in front of the curveball was Garrett. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Again, have to wait on those pitches. Laying down the sign is Barrows. The right-hander Hoffman to the plate. Swung on, grounded right side. It'll be fielded by the first baseman Roberts. He'll step on the bag for the out. Garrett retired, one down. And here is Cale Stegner.
Now batting number 7.
Stegner hitting .067.
Kale.
Hoffman looks like he's settled down a bit after a rough first inning. Swung on and lifted towards the shortstop, Johan, and he makes the catch. Barely had to move on a ball that fisted Stegner, and there's 2 outs.
Now batting number 10, Ty.
Well, here comes Ty Griffith. He had a base hit, and then he scored. Rush's first run of the game. As Joshua Lancaster drove him in. The offering. Swung on. That ball is lifted down the left field side into foul territory. Long run. And is the catch made? Nope, just off the glove of Rossi. Nearly made the catch. No balls and 1 strike. Yeah, even Ty's got to wait. I think Ty likes those fastballs better than the changeups and the breaking balls. Way out in front again, hitting .750 going into today's action. Top of the second inning, Brush 4, Weld Central nothing in Keensburg. And the pitch from Hoffman. Swung on, that's popped up on the right side in shallow right field. And here comes Mazzotti to make the catch. A nice inning for Easton Hoffman, 1, 2, 3.
Now batting number 3, Nate.
That's 3 outs. We don't need 4 outs in the inning. Let's head to the bottom of the second inning. It's Brush 4, Weld Central nothing on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Let's head to the bottom of the second inning. Brush 4, Weld Central nothing in Keensburg. I'm John Beltran as the B-Diggers are looking for their 3rd consecutive victory.
Now batting number 20.
Began the season at 1-5. Actually, they were 0-4. But now they've won 3 of 4 and off to a good start in this game. Behind right-hander Joshua Lancaster. It'll be Rossi, Hoffman, and Weems in the bottom of the second inning. Lancaster was able to pretty much breeze through the first. Base runner reached on an error, and then Griffith threw him out. That's a strike. Thigh high down the middle. It's 0-1. Nothing fancy from Lancaster. Just throw him in the strike zone. And the offering down and away. Count levels at 1 ball and 1 strike. Maybe the B-Diggers can put together something special here after that slow start, knowing that it's a young team. Well, they do have some seniors that are starting, but first-year starters. The offering outside, backhanded by Griffith. 2 balls and 1 strike. And the way you make up for that is great pitching and defense. The pitching won't be even close to what it was a year ago, but defense, you can certainly build on both pitching and defense because the hitting is going to come and go. That's a strike with a fastball, well spotted at the knees, and the count's level at 2-2. To Marcelo Rossi to lead off the bottom of the second inning. Righty against righty. Here's the kick and the pitch. Swung on and fouled off the face mask of the umpire. Count remains at 2-2. Lancaster went with that slow curve. Two balls and 2 strikes. Slightly open stands for Rossi. Third baseman today for Weld Central. The pitch. Tapped foul on a ball down in the zone. Kind of reached out on that all-speed pitch. Remains at 2 balls and 2 strikes. It's 84, but it feels almost a little bit cooler. It's a slight wind, a slight breeze. I guess it's wind when it's cold and it's breeze when it's warm. Griffith setting up on the outside corner. The offering swung on and tapped foul along the third base side towards the Weld Central dugout. Count remains at 2-2. Lancaster ready. The pitch. Up and in. Rossi's put together a heck of it at bat. 3 balls, 2 strikes. This will be the 9th pitch of the sequence. Here it is. Not even close. In fact, the ball hit him. Looked like it got him on the bill of the helmet. Here is Easton Hoffman.
Now batting number 2, Easton Hoffman.
And Rossi came in hitting only 111. Hoffman a much better hitter average-wise, 320. Well, Griffith eliminated the base runner in the first inning, but now they know he's got that type of arm. Rossi with a short lead. Stretched by Lancaster. The pitch, swing and a miss. One with a heat, no balls and 1 strike. 4 runs on 2 hits for Brush, no runs, no hits for Weld Central. The Rebels with a couple of errors, the Beat Diggers with 1. Again, a conservative lead at first. Now he stretches it out, throw to first, and back in diving is Rossi. Brush has had success against Weld Central over the years. They met in the state tournament 11 years ago. The Beat Diggers won that opening round game 3-2 after a 3-2 regular season finale win in Keensburg. The pitch, and that one hit him in the back. I'll tell you what, Lancaster's got to fix the mechanics.
Now batting number 33, Marcus
Looks like he's
Lee.
not turning whatsoever. It's almost like his shoulder movement, unless, let's see, is he calling for something now? He's off the mound. Yeah, he's not coming all the way through on his pitches, especially those 2 that hit the opposing batters. And now it looks like he needs, well, I don't know, he needs a towel. Well, that's just going to be a temporary solution if he needs to wipe sweat off of his fingers. Because it's a warm day, he could sweat again, so that's rather unusual, but let's see if he can adjust. First and second. Nobody out in the bottom of the second inning. Brush leads Weld Central 4-0. Marcus Weems is now the hitter. Weems hitting 154. Let's see, it could be a bunt situation as well. Try to at least move the runners over. Weems is only a sophomore. Sizable leads for both runners. The pitch, and that is off the glove of Ty Griffith. That's going to be a pass ball all the way to the screen. Now, I'm not sure. It looked like he closed the glove a little bit too early. And now it's 1 ball and no strikes. Not sure what happened there, but that's what it, from this vantage point, he just closed the glove way too early. Well, the infield is playing halfway with a 4-0 lead. The pitch upstairs. And right now, Lancaster's mechanics are not consistent. He was really good in the first inning. But again, now he's trying to wipe the sweat off his fingers by rubbing his hand in the dirt. 2 balls and no strikes. Wind and pitch. That's a strike. Boy, these calls are deliberate from the home plate umpire. On the outer half, 2-1. If Lancaster cannot make the adjustment, Coach Odell might have to go to the bullpen because it looks like his fingers are perspiring some way. 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Boy, talk about helping out the pitcher. That thing was way up in the zone. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Nice changeup thrown by Lancaster, but Weems should have laid off that pitch. At third is Rossi. Hoffman at second. Nobody out, bottom 2. The offering. That is a called strike 3 with a fastball in the inner half. And it's a
Now
strikeout.
batting number 19, Jackson Roberts.
Here's Jackson Roberts as Marcus Weems goes down. Roberts a .214 hitter. Infield on the edge of the grass, except tying at third. The pitch bounces in. Nice block by Griffith. Throw to third. Tag. And late. Back in there is Rossi. One ball and no strikes. 30 pitches thrown by Lancaster, 18 for strikes. And he did make a nice adjustment against the previous hitter. Hopefully that will carry over. The offering. Swung on. That ball is hit in the air along the left field line. Long run to his right by Eicher. He dives. And did he make the catch? He must have made the catch as the runner's tagging up at third. And scoring is Marcelo Rossi. That's a terrific play in foul territory by Wiley Eicher. But because he made the catch, that was going to be an easy tag up by Rossi. Give the sac fly to Roberts. It's 4-1, but 2 down.
Aaron Rodriguez.
That's a solid defensive play, as you will see at any level, by Wiley Eicher in left field. Here's Aaron Rodriguez. Rodriguez wearing 41. I have 21 on the roster, but they've announced the correct player. Now he's going to step out. Yeah, this game is moving along at a very methodical pace. Stretch by Lancaster. Looking back. Coming home. Swing and a miss and a fastball above the letters. No balls and one strike. Bee Diggers don't have many home games remaining. Lots on the road, including Tuesday at Alt. Lifted foul along the right side. Garrett giving chase. No balls and 2 strikes. Here to the number 8 hitter, Aaron Rodriguez. It was second and third, nobody out. And they've scored a run. Looking to keep it at 4-1. Griffith lays down the sign. Runner leads off of second. The pitch in the dirt, blocked by Griffith. Count is at 1-2 to Aaron Rodriguez. Bee Diggers are going to have to show a little bit of patience at the plate and not get out in front of pitches like they did in the second. That is a called strike 3, a fastball in the outer half. Second strikeout of the inning for Joshua Lancaster. 1 run, no hits, no errors and a man left. 2 complete. It's Brush 4, Weld Central 1 on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Let's go to the top half of the third inning. Brush leads Weld Central 4-1. Nate Tyne, Joshua Lancaster, and Tanner Ludgate against Easton Hoffman. Hoffman did a real nice job in the second inning. In fact, he's retired the last 4. Nate Tyne grounded to second in his first plate appearance.
Now batting number 3, Nate.
Again, Tyne, Lancaster, and Ludgate for Brush in the visiting half of the third on an 84-degree afternoon in Keensburg. Here's the wind and the pitch. Swung on and popped up. Left side of the infield, Johan is charging, still coming, and makes the one-handed grab. 1 out. That's 5 in a row retired by the right-hander. And again, this is a sign that the Bee Diggers are out in front. When you're out in front of that changeup, you're normally popping it up. Lancaster reached on an error, driving in a run, scoring Griffith in the first inning. And Easton Hoffman to the plate. Swung on and grounded foul towards the Digger dugout on the first base side. Hoffman with a very easy motion. And that's normally what happens when you throw a lot of changeups. You don't need all the theatrics and the histrionics with your motion. The pitch swung on, driven in the air into deep right center field. To his right is Mazzotti. Can't get to that baseball. Rounding first and staying right there is Lancaster because the center fielder Ruppel had a lot of closing speed and was able to track it down on the second hop.
Number 24, Tanner.
The Bee Diggers pick up their third hit of the game. Here's Tanner Ludgate, who had an RBI double in the opening frame, part of a 4-run first inning for Brush. Short lead at first for Lancaster. He'll be the runner this time instead of Jimenez, who was the courtesy runner in the first inning. Throw back to first, nothing doing. The stretch by Hoffman. The offering. And that ball went behind the hitter off the glove of Barrows into second on the wild pitch is Lancaster. The Bee Diggers did have 3 steals in the first inning. And now we'll have the courtesy runner in Caleb Jimenez. At 1 ball and no strikes. Brush 4, Weld Central 1, top of the third inning. The stretch by Hoffman, looking back, short lead, the offering. Swung on, grounded, foul along the third base side. Yeah, if you're not patient against Hoffman, he's going to get on a little bit of a roll. That's what he did, retiring 5 in a row. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 on. Weston Barrows lays down the sign. Stepping off is Hoffman. Let's check out Weld Central's schedule. After this game, the pitch swung on. That ball is lifted into left center field. Getting a beat on it and making the grab is Tanner Ruppel. Back to second as Jimenez, 2 down.
Now batting number 2.
2 down for Percy Odell. Odell hit that ball off the end of the bat along the first base side, and then the throw was a little bit high by Hoffman as he was trying to apply the tag on the hitter going by. The offering. That's a strike off the glove of Barrows. Jimenez to third. The throw's going to be late. That'll be a pass ball. A pass ball, but a strike on the play. No balls and 1 strike to Odell. Odell just a good, solid contact hitter. Hits a lot of the balls on the ground. The pitch swung on and grounded to short. Johan's got it. Sets. Throws to first. Odell is out. And so are the Bee Diggers in the top of the third inning. For Brush. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, and a man left at third. 2 1/2 innings are in the books. It's Brush 4, Weld Central 1 in Keensburg on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Alan Mazzotti will step in. I know we're having some signal issues, and we've had that throughout the years in Keensburg. It just comes and goes, and we've got 2 different devices and swing and a miss. No balls and 1 strike. Mazzotti, the number 9 hitter for Weld Central. Yeah, you never know what's causing the interference. In Keensburg, the pitch swung on and grounded a short. Ludgate with a huge second hop. Sets, throws to first for the out. Mazzotti's retired. That took a huge hop, but Ludgate, a tremendous athlete, made the adjustment.
Now batting number 4, Adam Galloway.
Here's Adam Galloway, who popped to the shortstop. Ludgate his first time up. 4-1 Brush. Bee Diggers still looking to get back on track offensively. They had 2 hits in the first inning. They benefited from 2 errors. If Weld Central would have played a little bit cleaner defense, this could be a 2-1 game. But Brush did have an error in the inning. Weld Central scored, and the breaking ball is upstairs. One ball and no strikes to Galloway. All right-handed hitting lineup. For Weld Central, the pitch. That's up and in. 2-0. Lancaster with 3 strikeouts has not walked a hitter, even though he's fallen behind. He has hit 2 batters, though. And the 2-0 pitch. That is right there for a strike with a fastball in the outer half, knee level. Ball 2, strike 1. The Bee Diggers scored their 4 runs in the first. Weld Central with a run 1 inning ago in the second. Here's the kick and the 2-1 pitch. Fastball rides inside. Three balls, 1 strike with Tanner Ruppel on deck. Let's see if Lancaster comes in with a fastball. He does, right down the middle, strike 2. Belt level. 3 balls and 2 strikes, same pitch. That's what you want right now. And Lancaster, through 2 1/3 innings, has not allowed a hit, even though he's given up a run. The pitch, swung on and driven foul. 75 feet foul along the left field line. Way out in front on that one by Galloway. It'll stay at 3-2. I don't think Lancaster wanted that pitch on the inner half.
Now batting number 1, Tanner Ruppel.
Lancaster just walked Galloway on a 3-2 fastball up in the zone. Here's Tanner Ruppel. He reached on the lone error committed by Percy Odell. Righty against righty. 1 out, 4-1 brush, bottom of the 3rd inning. The stretch by Lancaster, the pitch, and that one is off the glove of Griffith. Runner to second. I'm not sure what happened there. That's a pass ball. It was a little bit inside, but should have been caught by the senior. 1 ball and no strikes. Galloway cleat out there at second base. This game is really moving along deliberately. We did have a 1-2-3 half inning. And the offering. That's a strike with a fastball in the outside corner. Count is even at 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 on. 4-1 brush, bottom 3. Looking back at second is Lancaster. Galloway with the lead. The offering. Swing and a miss. Threw it right by him. It's 1-2. Again, Lancaster does have 3 strikeouts, and he's not much of a strikeout pitcher, but he's been able to locate well, as evidenced by those Ks. And a 1-2. Swing and a miss. A strikeout of Tanner Ruppel. 4th strikeout for Joshua Lancaster. Threw that over the heart of the plate.
40, Lucas Johan.
Here's Lucas Johan. Johan struck out looking. And again, hitting .474 going into this game. So this guy can hit. The stretch. Huge lead, the pitch. That's a strike down the middle. Thigh high, it's 0-1. Lancaster now not messing around. Challenging the freshman shortstop. No balls and 1 strike. Odell, the second baseman, right on the bag with about a 5-step lead. Now waves off the pitch. A strike, another fastball in the outside corner. 0-2. Now Lancaster really starting to spot his pitches. Balls and 2 strikes. Griffith lays down the sign to stretch. Lancaster to the plate. Swung on and fouled up the third base side. Went down and in with that one. Count remains at 0-2. One-stop shopping does exist at Stubbs Gas and Oil, gas, food, and all your travel accessories off I-76 and exit 66A in Wiggins. No balls, 2 strikes to Johan. Forget about the runner. We got an 0-2 count. The offering, and the breaking ball is up and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes. That was pitch number 52, thrown by Lancaster, a senior. Here we go with a 1-2 pitch to the plate. Swung on, lined on, one hop to Odell. The second baseman played perfectly, and he throws out Johan, and that retires the side. For Weld Central in the bottom of the 3rd inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, and a man left. We head to the 4th. Brush 4, Weld Central 1 on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. We head to the 4th inning. Thank you for bearing with us here in Keensburg. This is where we usually have, as you can tell, some signal interruptions at times. The Bee Diggers lead 4-1. All the runs by Brush scored in the 1st inning. Weld Central countered with a run in the 2nd. Weld Central is yet to record a hit. The Bee Diggers have 3 in the game.
Batting number 15, Hunter.
Hunter Proctor followed by Wiley Eicher and Franklin Garrett. Proctor had the sac fly in the 1st inning against Easton Hoffman. Hoffman's got nearly a 3-to-1 strike-to-ball ratio. Pretty consistent. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Way out in front. Yeah, by the 2nd time you're up there, you should be able to adjust. If you're not adjusting by the 2nd time, then you've really got to work on that in practice. The pitch is down and away with those off-speed pitches. 1 ball and 1 strike to Hunter Proctor, the center fielder for Brush. And the offering. Swung on, grounded sharply up the middle, backhanded by the second baseman Rodriguez. He tosses to first for the out. Hit well by Proctor, but 1 down.
Now batting number 2,
Wiley
Percy.
Eicher popped to shallow right center. Another righty against righty matchup. And the offering. Breaking ball is right there for a strike on the inner half. 0-1 to Wiley Eicher. And the offering. Swing and a miss and a pitch up and away. I know the Bee Diggers missed the potential contributions of Sawyer Albert in the dugout with his teammates. That's a tough one. He got hurt during the basketball season. Swung on. That ball is lifted into shallow left center field on an 0-2 pitch for a base hit on a pitch down in the zone. Wiley Eicher with a base hit. Brush is 4th.
Now batting number 29.
So hope Sawyer's recovering nicely. I know that's a year process, but he'll be back next year for basketball and baseball. He would have been very valuable to this Brush pitching staff. He threw last year in Yuma in a Bee Digger victory. Here's Franklin Garrett, who grounded out the pitch, and the breaking ball is outside. 4-1 Brush, top of the 4th inning. Eicher off of first. Bee Diggers had 3 stolen bases in the 1st inning when they scored those 4 runs. Short lead over there. Garrett awaits the pitch. Throw back to first, though. Good move, Rodriguez. Check that Roberts supplies the tag, but back in there is Eicher. That's the thing. Hoffman knows that because of his off-speed stuff, he has to keep runners close by throwing over there. The stretch. Back to first. Back and diving is Eicher. I mean, that's the way to do it. When you're a pitcher, you're self-aware of what works. And that's why he will have minimal. He's already got 2 throws to first. The pitch. Low. And now Eicher with a delayed steal, but the throw on a hop. And I think that threw off Barrows. That threw off Barrows. He was kind of like in mid-motion on the delayed steal, so it's a stolen base for Eicher. Now he's in scoring position. 2 balls, no strikes. 4-1 Brush, top of the fourth, 1 out the pitch. Swung on, grounded weakly to short. Johan with a big hop. It went over his glove. Rounding third is Eicher. He's going to score. The throw's going to go all the way through. And the Bead Diggers lead 5-1. I'm going to score that a base hit. That took a terrible hop on the shortstop.
Now batting number 7, KO.
Yeah, that's tough to score that in air. Ball was not hit hard, but took an atrocious hop, allowing Eicher to score. Now we'll have a courtesy runner at first base. Let's see. I'm not sure who's running for Brush. Looks like a number 4 that I don't have on the roster, unless I've got the wrong number. But either way, Cale Stegner will step in. Yep, it's not a Metlin or a Mesh. This gentleman for Brush is taller. We'll have to see who's running over there for the Bead Diggers. The stretch, step off. See if we can consult the roster. Perhaps that'll help me out. Yeah, number 4. Oh, that's a freshman in Quinn. Bouncer wide. The second is low, but out. Yeah, Thatcher Quinn, another great man. With Griffith at the plate. All right, so here's what and again, we had signal issues there. We had a bounce out. Thatcher Queen was forced out at second. 2 down the pitch, and in the dirt, scooped up nicely by Barrows. Yeah, we're hoping to avoid this battle the remainder of the game. 1 ball, 1 strike, 5-1 Brush. They've scored a run in this inning on a bad hop base hit by Franklin Garrett, scoring Wiley Eicher, who singled earlier in the inning. There's 2 down, and Stegner at second. The pitch. Swung on and bounced to short. Johan backs up to his left, drops the ball. Griffith will reach. That is a legitimate error. Weld Central's committed their 3rd of the game.
Now batting number 3, Nate.
That'll give Nate Tyne a chance to hit. Yeah, if the Bead Diggers score another run, this would be unearned. Yeah, I think the shortstop, Johan, he tried to hurry. He knows that Griffith has got tremendous speed. And he had the ball in his glove. And the breaking ball is up and away. 1 ball and no strikes. Do have a courtesy runner at first as well for Brush. The lead runner is Stegner. 1 ball and no strikes. Runner goes. That's a strike. That is Keaton Gillick getting to second base. One ball, 1 strike. 2 down, 2 on, 1 across for the Bead Diggers. Top of the 4th inning. They lead Weld Central 5-1. And Hoffman to the plate. Swing and a miss. Well, this is Tyne's 3rd plate appearance. He grounded out and popped out. Grounded to second and popped to short. So he knows that all he's going to get is off speed. And we've got something coming from the Weld Central dugout. I don't know if it's they're wondering about the count, but it's not. It's only 2 strikes. That is not a 3rd strike. I don't know if that was the issue. The board says 2 and 1. Well, that's incorrect. I wouldn't go off the board. I've got 1 and 2. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Nate Tyne. 2 runners in scoring position. Just past the top of the hour, this is 1010 KSIR, Brush, Fort Morgan, Weldona. Also at KSIR.com and on the TuneIn app. The pitch, called strike 3, threw a fastball on the inside corner. Well, that should be strike 3. Let's see. I had 1 and 2. Now, there's really a discrepancy. I had 2 strikes, but Nate Tyne thought it was 2 and 1, and he's staying right there.
What'd you counter, huh?
Yeah, I had ball 1, strike 1, then strike 2. That should be a strikeout to end the inning. Well, now there was miscommunication even before that pitch. If they ring him up, Tom Odell's going to come out of the brush dugout. Oh, let's see. I have that as a strikeout because it was 1 and 2. And I'm scoring along the way. But the umpires have something different. So does the Weld Central dugout. But Nate Tyne clearly thought it was 2 and 1, and that's what the umpires thought as well.
Come on, Blue. Oh, Blue.
So now it'll be 2 and 2. So somewhere a pitch was recorded as a ball, even though we had it as a strike, and I'm not the only one. But Tyne will have a shot here. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2 outs, 2 on, 1 across. Top of the 4th inning. Bee Diggers lead 5-1. Let's see if he can capitalize. The offering. Swing and a foul tip into the glove of Barrows. Went with a fastball. And it's a strikeout of Nate Tyne to end the inning. In the top half of the 4th, 1 run on 2 hits, 1 error, and 2 left. 3.5 complete. It's Brush 5, Weld Central 1 on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Let's head to the bottom of the 4th inning, where the Bee Diggers lead Weld Central in Keensburg 5-1. It'll be the 4, 5, and 6 hitters: Marcelo Rossi, Easton Hoffman, and
Now
Marcus
batting
Weems.
number 23, Marcello Rossi.
Rossi was hit by a pitch. In fact, Lancaster's not walked a hitter. Actually, he's walked 1, and he's hit 2 batters. So, in essence, 3 free passes issued by Joshua Lancaster. Righty against righty here in the 4th inning. The wind and the offering, and that's a strike right there. Belt high with a fastball. No balls and 1 strike to the number 4 hitter, Rossi. Weld Central still looking for their first hit. Bee Diggers have committed an error besides the 2 hit batters and the walk, and that one is down in the zone. Looked like he threw him a changeup. Lancaster can throw up to 110 pitches. He's midway there at 55. 1 ball and 1 strike. Lancaster delivers. That's outside. 2 and 1. We've had very, very few 1, 2, 3 innings. Lancaster ready. And the offering swung on and fouled off the, looked like the face mask of the umpire. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Bee Diggers will play Tinmouth on Saturday. Our next game will be on Tuesday. Our next game is Tuesday. Kevin Fergus will be in alt when the Bee Diggers face the Highland Huskies. Brush wins this game. Tinmouth is 0-10 going into action today, so you would anticipate that if Brush holds on here, they go from 1-5 to 5-5. But still some baseball to play. The pitch. Swung on and popped up. Foul territory, third base side. Tyne backs up, and he squeezes it for the out. 1 down.
Now batting number 2, Easton Hoffman.
One down for Easton Hoffman. He was also hit by a pitch. And that's how Weld Central essentially scored their run. A couple of hit batters, and they manufactured in the run on the sac fly. We'll have to see who hit that sac fly. Got to go back to the scorecard here. The wine and the offering. Swung on line towards left field. That's going to be, off the glove of the diving left fielder Eicher as the ball was descending. And that ball's going to go all the way to the fence. Around second is Hoffman, headed for third. Now he's caught between second and third. Now the throw to third. He's going to be tagged out by Tyne. Oh, what a sloppy base running play. It'll go as a double because Eicher tried to dive and make that catch on a ball that had tons of topspin. So the first hit for Weld Central, but then somehow, and for some reason, Easton Hoffman just lost his way in the base pass and was tagged out at third. Two down here for Marcus Weems, who struck out looking. Lancaster's got 4 strikeouts in the game. Wind and pitch upstairs. Yeah, Eicher took a dive at that ball, really almost to his knees. I thought he was going to make the catch. And I think he was not indecisive. He had that glove right side up instead of a basket catch. Just didn't pull it in, but it had a lot of overspin. The pitch. Inside with a fastball, 2-0. So Brush catches a huge break. 2 down and the base is empty, the bottom of the 4th inning. Brush 5, Weld Central 1, the difference a 4-run first. Lancaster ready, delivers. That is right there on the outer half for a strike. Fastball just above the knees, it's 2-1. Nine locations across northeast Colorado and Nebraska means there's always a Rudy's Tires close by. Swung on and popped up into shallow right field. The second baseman Odell backs up and makes the catch. Well, it ends up being a 1-2-3 inning, although Weld Central came up with their first hit of the game. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. And the bases were left empty. 4 complete in Keensburg. The Bee Diggers lead Weld Central 5-1 on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Let's head to the 5th inning. Brush 5, Weld Central 1. Again, we thank you for bearing with us. The day is gorgeous in Keensburg, but this is one of the few locations that we get challenged signal-wise, internet-wise. So sometimes it's not as clean, and we have multiple ways of sending you the broadcast, multiple devices, and certainly do the best we can. As Lancaster will step in for Brush.
Now batting number 5.
The Bee Diggers scored 4 runs in the first inning. That's the difference. 5 runs, 5 hits. For Brush, they've committed an error and left 3 on base. 1 run, 1 hit, 3 errors for Weld Central. They've left 2 on base. Lancaster has been on base twice. Reached on an error, driving in a run and singled. 1 for 2. The pitch by Hoffman swung on and tapped foul behind the plate. 3, 4, and 5 for the Bee Diggers in the visiting half of the 5th inning. Brush was up 3-0 on Liberty Common. Then Liberty Common tied the game before Brush scored 5 in the 3rd. And that is outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. A little bit of a patch on the infield on that left side on the grass, but really nice field in Keensburg. The pitch swung on and driven deep into the right center field gap. Racing over, reaching out as Ruppel can't make the catch. That ball continues to roll. Lancaster to second with a leadoff double in the 5th inning. Joshua Lancaster has hit the ball very hard in this game.
Now batting number 24, Tanner.
Tanner Ludgate with an RBI double. He's popped out. And that should be Jimenez. Courtesy running for Lancaster, the stretch. And the offering. That's tapped foul behind the plate. No balls and 1 strike to Tanner Ludgate. This is one of these games that if Brush gets out to a comfortable advantage, and Coach Hodel might be able to clear the bench a little bit. There is activity for Brush in the bullpen, line down the left field line, but that's twisting foul. No balls and 2 strikes to Ludgate. The Bee Diggers were expected to scuffle at times this year, and that's what happened early on in the season, although it has not been bad. And you've got 6-3, 5-3, 7-2 losses, 6-5 to Fort Morgan. And they have battled every game. Every game. Of course, it'll get tougher once they face University and Eaton and even Sterling next week. The stretch. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Oh, man, pulled the string on that one down and in. Ludgate strikes out on 3 pitches.
Now batting number 2, Percy.
Easton Hoffman picks up his 2nd strikeout. Odell reached on an error and then grounded to short, 0 for 2. The offering. Fastball is high. One ball and no strikes. We're in the top of the 5th inning. Brush leads Weld Central 5-1. Caleb Jimenez at second. After Lancaster doubled, Jimenez running for him. The pitch. And that's off the glove of Barrows to the screen. And the pitch was low, and it's 2-0. Now there could almost be scored a pass ball that got there on the fly. 2 balls and no strikes to Odell. Well, the board's got 1 and 1. We better clarify. You don't want to rely on the scoreboard all the time. Should be 2 balls and no strikes. The stretch. Odell awaits the pitch, and here it is. Down and a strike. Wow. That was a strike on the outer edge. Nice job of Barrows pulling it in. 2 balls and 1 strike. Umpire clarifying that. Yeah, you don't rely on the scoreboard.
2 balls, 1 strike.
2-1 here to Percy Odell. And the offering by Hoffman. That is taken for a strike on a breaking ball at the knees. Yeah, if you're Odell, you get that pitch, you've got to go to right field because that thing is sweeping across the zone. Hunter Proctor is on deck with a man at 3rd and 1 out. To the plate. Swung on line. Base hit into left field for Percy Odell. Jimenez steps on home plate. And the Bee Diggers lead 6-1 over Weld Central in the 5th inning. Odell was hitting .500 coming into the game. Hunter Proctor with a sac fly, then grounded to second. He's 0 for 1. And Brush in the game now has 7 hits. Weld Central with just 1. Hoffman has thrown 70 pitches, swing and a miss. Pitch down and in. But he's been all over the strike zone. Hoffman with 51 strikes and only 20 balls. No balls, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 on, 1 across for Brush in the top of the 5th inning. They lead by 5. Barrows lays down the side of the pitch, squaring to bunt, and it's laid down right out. Well, no foul. I thought it was out in front of the plate, but it was foul. Yep. It's 0-2 to Hunter Proctor. Now he's got to swing away. If you bunt it foul on an 0-2 or any 2-strike pitch, it's an automatic strikeout. With Wiley Eicher on deck. Eicher scored in the previous inning after leading off with a single. He was able to score in that bad hop single by Franklin Garrett. Proctor throw back to first, and back in diving is Odell. Yeah, Hoffman doesn't come home to the plate quickly, but he's got a solid move to first. He does have a good move. Should have picked off a base runner earlier, but Bee Diggers got a break. Runner going, swung on, grounded to third. Play is made, throw to second, and that's off the glove of the second baseman, Rodriguez. On the throw by Rossi, that's another miscue. And that throw looked like it was there.
I'm going to score that in Aaron Rodriguez. The throw looked like it was low, but it certainly, even with the runner going, he would have been forced out at second.
Now batting number 1, Wiley.
Rebels hurting themselves. Eicher has popped out and singled and scored a run. Fourth error of the game by Weld Central. The pitch. Swung on a hit slowly on the ground to third. Charging is Rossi. Throws to first on the run. And retired is Eicher. 2 down with runners in scoring position for Franklin Garrett.
Now batting number 29, Frank.
Garrett, after grounding to second in his first at bat, hit a grounder to short. It took a horrendous hop into left center on the shortstop Johan, credited with a single scoring Eicher. Swung on and line foul off to the left. Nice job of waiting on that pitch by Garrett. If he can straighten that out, he could score an extra 2. No balls and 1 strike to the senior. Getting the start today at first base. He's the lone left-handed hitter. Well, him and Tyne, actually. 2 left-handed hitters for Brush. Up and away. I mentioned no lefties, but that was for Weld Central. 1 ball, 1 strike. Nice balance in the lineup with lefties. How about Lancaster, John? That's 3. I guess I'm losing count. Yeah, there's a lot of lefties in this Brush lineup. The pitch. Swung on grounded foul along the first base side. I better start looking at the lineup even closer. Griffith righty, Tyne lefty, Lancaster lefty, Ludgate, Odell, Proctor, Eicher, Stegner righty, Garrett lefty. Okay. 6 righties, 3 lefties. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 runners in scoring position in the 5th inning. The pitch in the dirt on the changeup, scooped up by Barrows. Count is at 2-2. Then our next game will be on Tuesday. B-Diggers play Saturday, but our next game here on 10-10 will be on Tuesday. In Alt, the B-Diggers and Highland Huskies. The offering swung on, lined into the left center field gap, and it's played on a hop by Weems. A base hit. 2 runs are going to score. Here comes the trail runner, Hunter Proctor. 3 RBIs for Franklin Garrett, a 2-run single, and Brush leads 8-1.
Now batting number 7, Kale.
What a nice job of going the other way for Franklin Garrett. Courtesy runner at first. For Brush. As well. I'm trying to spot that number from here. Nonetheless, the B-Diggers have 3 runs across in the 5th inning. They lead by 7. Stegner's 1 for 2. The offering swung on and lined along the third base line, and it's fair. Stegner hesitated, then he took off. I'm not sure what happened there. Stegner did not take off, and then he stopped. Unless a foul call is made, you cannot be the umpire yourself, and he was thrown out by a wide margin by Rossi. And that ends the top of the 5th inning. For the B-Diggers, 3 runs on 3 hits. 1 error and a man left. 4 1/2 innings are in the books. In Keensburg, the score, Brush 8. Weld Central 1 on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. 7, 8, and 9 for Weld Central, the bottom of the 5th inning. The B-Diggers lead 8-1. Jackson Roberts awaits, and he swings and hits that ball in the air into left center field. Eicher's going back into the gap. He's going to make the 2-handed catch. Roberts had the sac fly to score Weld Central's only run, and he's out number 1 in the bottom of the 5th inning. That'll bring up Aaron Rodriguez, who struck out looking his first time up. And Joshua Lancaster is tossing a 1-hitter to this point. And even that 1 hit was a play that was almost made by Eicher in left field an inning ago. The pitch. That one is popped up in the shallow right center field. That's trouble. A dive and a catch. Holy mahungus, what a catch by Stegner. Oh, that's a defensive play of the game in shallow right center field. Stegner laid out and made an incredible catch. 2 down. Holy mahungus. What a play.
Now
Yeah,
batting
that looked
number
like an
10,
easy
Alan
base hit.
Mazzotti.
Here's Alan Mazzotti, who grounded a short. And Lancaster has thrown just a couple of pitches in this inning. The offering, swing and a miss. Mazzotti at 0 for 1. Lancaster has thrown just 66 pitches. They would love for him to go the distance and give the B-Digger pitching staff some rest. The offering, swung on, popped up, right side. Second baseman Odell is out near the edge of the grass and makes the catch. And it's a 1-2-3, bottom of the 5th inning for Joshua Lancaster. We head to the 6th inning. The score, Brush 8, Weld Central 1 on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Ty Griffith is 1 for 3 as he steps in. He's singled. He popped to right and reached on an error by the shortstop Johan. Brush leads Weld Central in the 6th inning 8-1. Griffith, Tyne, and Lancaster against right-hander Easton Hoffman. Line and pitch, and the breaking ball is inside. 81 pitches deep is Hoffman. He might be able to go 7 if he doesn't throw too many pitches in the 6th inning. Here's the 1-0. Swing and a foul on a ball down in the zone. 1 ball and 1 strike. Bank of Colorado believes in keeping things simple. Apply for the loan you need for your dream home fully online. Visit bankofcolorado.com for all the info today. Fastball is up and away. Ball 2, strike 1. The B-Diggers scored 4 runs in the 1st inning, 1 in the 4th, 3 in the 5th. Weld Central's lone run came in the 2nd against Joshua Lancaster, tossing a 1-hitter. The pitch, up and in. With the off-speed, it's 3-1. The B-Diggers would need at least 3 runs in this inning and then hold Weld Central to make this a 6-inning game. And with this part of the lineup, that's a possibility. The pitch, foul to the screen. 3-2. Yeah, Griffith's batting average is going to be going down a lot of games because you're hitting 750 going in. Now you're 1 for 3. It's not going to go down by a ton. Even if he gets a base hit, it will descend a bit. The pitch in the dirt with a changeup. It's a walk. And Nate Tyne is due. Grounded to second. Popped to short. And struck out swinging. 0 for 3 for Nate Tyne. And now we're going to have a visit to the mound. And Tyne will have a conversation with Tom Odell. Tyne hitting .333 going into the game. Let's see if they keep Hoffman in the game. He's thrown pretty well. He really has. He's facing a lineup that has adjusted, and quite frankly, the defense has not been there for Weld Central. They've committed 4 errors. And any time you're playing Brush, you've got to clean up the defense. Well, still no move has been made. Yeah, you got to finish up this conversation. There's no reason to extend it. And now we're going to have a new pitcher. Well, that took a little bit longer than I thought. We'll have a new pitcher for Weld Central. A man on, nobody out, top of the 6th inning. Brush 8, Weld Central 1 on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Hoffman goes to short. Lucas Johan is the new pitcher for Weld Central in the top of the 6th inning. The B-Diggers with an 8-1 lead. Nate Tyne against his right-hander. And going in 0 for 3 in the game. The stretch, big lead at first for Griffith. Cannot close the book yet on Hoffman. Now he takes off, pitch up and away. This should be an easy stolen base for Griffith. Man, a huge jump. The throw was made, but nowhere close. Yeah, nothing Barrows could do there. Second stolen base of the game for Griffith. 1 ball and no strikes. Lancaster's had a huge day. He's on deck. Nate Tyner waits, and he takes a fastball for a strike. Might have taken something off of that. Count levels at 1-1. To the left-handed hitting third baseman, who got the win on Monday. That's outside. Percy Odell came through with a save. Nate Tyner threw the ball really well on Monday, and then he had a couple of hitters that couldn't find the zone, and Odell was able to finish it off in the 8th inning. 2-1. Swung on and fouled out in front of the changeup there. It's 2-2. Once again, the Beat Diggers have 8 runs on 8 hits. Weld Central 1 run on 1 hit. Brush has only stranded 4. Weld Central stranded 2. Brush has committed 1 error, and Weld Central with 4. The Beat Diggers would pick up their 3rd win in as many days and 4th on the season. 2-2. Swing and a foul tip into the glove on the breaking ball, and Tyne strikes out. He's 0 for 4. Here's Lancaster. Reached on an air. A single and a double.
Now batting number 5, Josh.
The stretch and the offering, and that changeup is a strike at the knees on the outside corner. Lancaster's driven in 1, Odell's driven in 2. Franklin Garrett has 2 hits and 3 RBIs. Griffith off of second. The offering, and that's upstairs with the off speed. The count levels at 1-1. Griffith way off the bag, trying to entice a throw. Once again, Brush and Tinmouth on Saturday, but our next game on 10-10 will be on Tuesday when the Bee Diggers visit the Highland Huskies. Swing and a miss. Threw it by Lancaster, 1-2, kind of pulled his head a little bit. He's had 2 really good swings in this game and was looking for another. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Johan to the plate. Swung on and popped up into caught by the second baseman, and Griffith was going. They're going to step on the bag for the out. I thought that ball had some carry. I lost it momentarily. Rodriguez made the catch, and Griffith was almost at third, so he's doubled up at second. 5 1/2 innings are in the books. After the pitching change was made, successfully retiring 2 Beat Diggers, getting 3 outs. To the bottom of the 6th, it's Brush 8, Weld Central 1 on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Let's head to the bottom of the 6th inning. Brush 8, Weld Central 1. Joshua Lancaster will face Adam Galloway, Tanner Ruppel, and Lucas Johan. Galloway has popped out and walked. He's 0 for 1. Wind in the pitch. Fastball is down and in. Lancaster's got a ton of pitches left in him. 68 pitches so far. No reason he cannot go the distance. And the offering. Down and away, as long as he's throwing strikes. 44 strikes, 25 balls so far for Lancaster. 2 balls and no strikes to the right-handed hitting DH for Weld Central. Looking in as Lancaster, and the pitch. That's a strike down the heart of the plate with a fastball. Ball 2, strike 1. Griffith lays down the sign. And the 2-1 offering. Swung on, lined, and caught by the third baseman, Tyne. To his left, he stabbed it out of the air. Nate Tyne makes a splendid play, 1 down.
Now batting number 1, Tanner Ruppel.
And that ball wasn't struck hard, which actually does not make the catch easier. You got to look it into the glove. Tanner Ruppel has reached on an air and struck out. He's 0 for 2. The pitch swung on and hit in the air down the left field side and foul as Eicher gives chase. No balls and 1 strike. Eicher started on Monday. Stegner was the starting pitcher yesterday. And Lancaster attempting to go the distance today. The offering. And the bender is down and in. The Bee Diggers used 3 pitchers on Monday, 2 yesterday, and hopefully just the 1 today. They'll set up their pitching for their next several games. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 8-1 Brush, bottom 6. The pitch. Swinging a foul tip into the glove of Ty Griffith. It's 1-2. Lancaster has allowed 1 hit in the game. Here's the wind and pitch. Inside with a heater. Ball 2, strike 2. Here to Tanner Ruppel. Let's see if Lancaster can put this hitter away. The offering. There's a called strike 3 with a fastball in the outer half. And Joshua Lancaster strikes out Ruppel. 2 down.
Lucas Johan.
Lancaster has recorded 5 strikeouts. And he's got more hits than he's given up. He has 2 base hits at the plate. He's given up just 1. Lucas Johan has struck out looking and grounded to second. He's 0 for 2. The right-hander fires. Breaking ball is up and in. 1 ball and no strikes. The Rockies lost to the Cardinals today 7-4 at Coors. St. Louis took 2 of 3 in that series. And the pitch. That's in the dirt. Two balls and no strikes to Lucas Johan. 2 down and the base is empty. In the bottom of the 6th inning. Kicking the pitch. Not even close. Very high. 3-0. And Lancaster is getting on a roll, but there is some activity. Somebody's warming up in the right field bullpen. 3-0 pitch. Down the middle for a strike. Yeah, we're so far away we can not tell who's warming up for Brush. 3-1. I would think Lancaster would go the distance unless he just starts walking hitters. The pitch. Swung on, grounded to third. Tying to his left, has it glow off his glove. Into left field. We'll call that a base hit. Tried to stab it to his left on a hard ground ball.
Now batting
Second hit in the
23,
game for
Marcelo
Weld
Rossi.
Central. A makeable play, but not an easy one. That's why we scored a base hit. Marcello Rossi was hit by a pitch and then popped to third. And again, the way I scored and the way it scored in the dugout could be 2 different things. So these are all unofficial numbers that I'm giving you. Lancaster stretches. Pitch to Rossi is a strike. Wow, that is the lowest strike we've seen in a while. I think it was well below the knees, but the Bee Diggers benefit from that call. It's 0-1. No balls and 1 strike to the right-handed hitting third baseman for Weld Central. 8-1 Brush, bottom of the 6th. Swung on and tapped foul. Along the third base side into the Weld Central dugout. It is 0-2. We're all spread out here in Keansburg. Really spread out. If you're listening, you would think it's a thin crowd, but it's not. You got fans all over the place on this beautiful Wednesday. Temperature in the low to mid-80s. The pitch. Swung on line. Base hit into center field as Lancaster threw his glove at the ball. And then the ball goes through to center fielder Proctor. That's going to score a run. Around third is Johan. He's going to find the plate. The throw goes back in. And the throw now to third for some reason, and that one skips away. I have no idea what Odell was doing there. Throw to the plate, the tag, and then the ball is dropped by Griffith. And scoring is the hitter, Rossi. It's 8-3. That was a major league
Now
mess.
batting number 2,
The Bee
Easton
Diggers committed
Hoffman.
2 errors on the play. A base hit. Johan scores on an error by Proctor, and then the hitter Rossi scores on an error by Odell. I don't know why Odell was throwing towards third. You just got to eat that one. Well, that was horrendous defense by Brush. They've got an 8-3 lead, but man, that tarnishes what's been a good performance defensively. Easton Hoffman hit by a pitch and doubled. Yeah, that's one of the odder plays I've ever seen in baseball. The pitcher throws his glove at a line drive. Then the center fielder just botches the play. The ball rolls all the way. And then it would have been just one run, but then a throw to third with no play. Swung on line and caught by the shortstop Ludgate. Thank goodness for that. On a line drive hit by Hoffman, and the inning is over. Not before Weld Central scores 2 runs on 2 hits, 2 errors on the same play, and nobody left. 6 complete in Keensburg. The Bee Diggers have an 8-3 lead on 1010 KSIR. We're on the TuneIn app and all part of the Eastern Plains Sports Network. And the pitch to Ludgate to begin the 7th. A fastball up and in. Delivered by Lucas Johan. A double, a pop out, and a strikeout. 1 for 3 is Ludgate. The pitch, swing and a miss on the off speed. It's 1-1. Ludgate, Odell, and Proctor in the 7th. The Bee Diggers lead 8-3. And they'd like to get those 2 runs back. That should not have been the case with Weld Central scoring the 2 runs, but Brush botched a play, and that pitch is upstairs. Lancaster did allow 2 hits in the inning. But Weld Central stayed in this game. I mean, Brush has controlled it, but they're still within striking range. That pitch is high. Bee Diggers can blow it open right now. Again. 3 balls and 1 strike from Lucas Johan. And the pitch. Popped foul and out of play behind the screen. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Tanner Ludgate. The Bee Diggers are 3 outs away for their second road victory. They beat Bennett on Monday for their first one. Won yesterday at home 14-4 and 5 over Liberty Common. The pitch in the dirt. It's a walk. And Ludgate can run. Here's Percy Odell. Reached on an error, grounded out and singled. 1 for 3. Chance for the Bee Diggers to get into the double-digit scoring column.
Now batting number 2.
They only had 3 runs through 5 innings against Bennett, and had that huge rally with 3 in the 7th, or through 6 innings, I should say. 3 in the 7th and 3 in the 8th, and put up 14 in 5 innings. So this is their smallest output unless they can score more. Johan delivers, squaring to bunt, and it's laid down the first base side, but it trickles fair, stays fair along the line. Oh, what a bunt by Odell. What a bunt by Odell. It stayed right along the line. It's a base hit. And the Bee Diggers have first and second with nobody out. That is awesome small ball by Brush.
Now batting number 15, Hunter.
Hunter Proctor with a sac fly, grounded out. And he was aboard via an error. He is 1 for 3. Or check that, 0 for 2 because of the sac fly, 0 for 2. The center fielder awaits. The pitch in the dirt, and it skips off Barrows. The runners advance on the wild pitch. Big opportunity for the Bee Diggers center fielder, Hunter Proctor. Big-time athlete. The stretch. And the offering. And he takes it for a strike. Down and away, but it was called a strike at 1-1. We've had a combined 7 errors in the game and 12 hits and 11 runs. So we've had a little bit of everything in a game that's approaching the 2-hour mark. Squaring to bunt, and it's up and away with a fastball. 2 balls and 1 strike. Yeah, now it doesn't matter how many runs you score because you can shorten the game. This is the 7th inning either way, whether you score 1 or 2 or 5. 2 balls and 1 strike. Squaring to bunt again, and he waved at it and missed it. That's a sharp breaking ball by Lucas Johann. It's 2-2, kind of stabbed at it and did not make contact. Proctor will have to swing away. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 on, nobody out, top of the 7th. Brush 8, Weld Central 3. The stretch, belt level with a glove. Stepping off is Johann. Stepping out is Proctor. Back in the box, the pitch, down and in. To him, that same pitch, the off speed, it's 3-2. Got to come in with one now. Weld Central has the infield halfway on the right side. Now backing up is the second baseman, Rodriguez. Shortstop Hoffman playing deep range. And that is taken for a ball upstairs on the breaking ball. It stayed high. Excellent plate appearance by Proctor, who walks. Eicher is 1 for 3. A single and a run scored in his second at bat. Popped out and grounded out around that sequence. The bases are loaded for Brush. Stretch by Johann. The pitch, and that's in the dirt with a changeup. 1 ball and no strikes. This one could take a while to complete if we get to Griffith, which is 3 batters away. The pitch, that's taken a little bit high. Looked like he threw him another changeup. It's 2-0. At third is Ludgate. Odell at second. Proctor at first. And the offering. Swung on. Line caught by the pitcher. Throw to third. Double play. Eicher hit the ball on the screws. I mean, he hit a shot that was caught by Johann and doubled up at third is Ludgate. That's just bad luck. That is not a bad play by Brush. 2 down. That ball was scorched. That'll send up Keaton Gillick. Gillick had 2 hits and 3 RBIs on Monday. The pitch, strike with a fastball. No balls and 1 strike to Gillick. Well, that just changed this inning altogether. Eicher hit that ball extremely hard. Popped up, foul territory, headed this way, and it stays foul. And it's 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes. On Keaton Gillick. And the pitch. That is a called strike 3 with a breaking ball on the inner half. And the Bee Diggers could not take advantage of a bases loaded, no out situation, but really no fault of their own. No runs on 1 hit. No errors and 2 left. We head to the bottom of the 7th inning in Keensburg. Brush 8, Weld Central 3 on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Edgar Navarro
Batting number 33, Marcus Weems
is the new pitcher. We'll get to our post-game show coming up immediately after the game. Straight up at 2 hours on this broadcast, I'm John Beltran, Brush 8, Weld Central 3. Joshua Lancaster moves to first base. What a performance by him. Well, hold on, he was at first. Now that's somebody else. I thought I saw the 1-5 over there, but that's definitely not him. No, that's got to be Jillick over there. Yep. So here we go to begin the bottom of the 7th inning. Swung on and grounded a short. Ludgate backs up, sets, throws to first, one down. In the bottom of the 7th inning, as Marcus Weems is now 0 for 3.
Now batting number 19, Jackson Roberts.
Here is Jackson Roberts. Yeah, Lancaster with a well-deserved break after he threw a 3-hitter. Roberts with a sac fly and a pop-out. He's 0 for 1. And the offering. Swung on and lifted into left field. Wiley Eicher to his left, ranges in, makes the grab, 2 down.
Now batting number 41, Aaron Rodriguez.
Well, Navarro's keeping things simple. Navarro has thrown 2 pitches and recorded 2 outs. Aaron Rodriguez has struck out looking, and he's popped to the second baseman Odell. Yeah, this is the best way to pitch. Just throw strikes and let him hit it. Out of the stretch with the bases empty, Navarro. The offering. And that one is a fastball for a strike. Good looking sidearm fastball. It's 0-1. Rodriguez out of the 8-hole. Open stance, right-handed hitter. The pitch. Swing and a miss and a pitch down and in. Had a little bit of juice on that one. It's 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes to Aaron Rodriguez. And the pitch. Down and away. Ball 1, strike 2. Navarro looking to close it out. Gets the sign. And the offering upstairs. Ball 2, strike 2. Still just 1 pitch away. Let's see if Navarro can find a strike zone. And the 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss and a pitch down and in. A strikeout of Rodriguez. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Edgar Navarro, and the Bee Diggers have won the game over the Weld Central Rebels 8-3. Bee Digger postgame show is brought to you by Advanced Agri Solutions. Get a full plan of seed, food, and water for your field. Now is the time to begin your planning for next year's growing season. Call Dusty or Roxy, 970-571-2024. 8 runs on 9 hits for Brush, 3 errors, 6 left on base. 3 runs, 3 hits, 4 errors for Weld Central, 2 left on base. The winning pitcher was Joshua Lancaster. The loss went to Easton Hoffman. Time of the game, 2 hours and 3 minutes. The Bee Diggers set the tone for the game in the first inning. Ty Griffith led off with a single, and he would come around to score on an error. And then later, Tanner Ludgate with an RBI double made it 2-0. Percy Odell reached on an error, was 3-0. And then Hunter Proctor with a sac fly made it 4-0. Back came Weld Central. In the bottom of inning number 2, a sac fly by Jackson Roberts to make it 4-1. But then the Bee Diggers broke the game open as they were able to tally, well, first of all, a run in the 4th inning on an RBI single from Franklin Garrett, then 3 more in the 5th inning, and Garrett had a 2-run single in that frame. Weld Central got 2 in the bottom of the 6th inning. Weld Central falls to 3-7. The Bee Diggers move to 4-5, and they're back in action coming up once again on Saturday, but our next game on 10-10 will be coming up on Tuesday. The Bee Diggers will be in Alt against the Highland Huskies. I'm John Beltran. The final score once again from Keensburg. Brush 8, Weld Central 3. Thanks for being with us right here on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network.